Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to be here. A few slides and a video on how Business Finland, which is the Finnish innovation funding agency, spending €500 million taxpayers' money and joining forces with private funding. There's another 500 million that matches our funding from the private sector. So effectively speaking, we spend $1 billion a year in terms of speeding up digitalization in this country. And it definitely makes a difference. I'm going to go, first of all, start on why. Why are we doing this? How we are doing it, and what we are doing. And if you think about the data usage globally, 90% of all the data that exists was created over the last 2 years. And if you thought that the game is over in that respect, we've just seen the tip of the iceberg of the impact of data and the value of data and new business evolving from the uses of that data. So the GAFA versus the bad companies battle is now nowhere near to the end game of the platform economy game. Because this is what's happening behind the scenes. These are the companies and the world map on economic value of unicorn companies, privately held companies emerging behind the GAFA and bad companies. And this is worrisome because there's no Europe fundamentally. We are disappearing as an economic interest area. And the speed with which the platform economy companies evolve from Chinese market, it's 2-3 times faster than the United States. And obviously this is a wake-up call for Europe, the biggest market area in the world from financial terms. And this is how dramatic Finnish economy is going to be changing because of the use of data, platform economy era, business models, and use of artificial intelligence. We anticipate, and this is a conclusion from a national working group which drafted an agenda and a roadmap and a strategy for Finland as a country in relation to platform economy. We anticipate that 30% or more from our national GDP will be related to data, platform economy, and AI by year 2030. Or alternatively, the national economy will be 30% less. So we have 12 years time period to figure it out how this is going to fold out for Finland. And apparently, if we fail to do so, it will be a national crisis. And therefore, the government is doing, and we as Business Finland, as part of the government under the Ministry of Economy and Labour, are doing all in our powers to speed up the development of the usage and understanding how data will be the fuel for next generation businesses that scale globally. How are we doing this? First of all, AI is nothing else but a tool to capture the value out of the industry verticals that Finland is so good in. And then it's upon us and our businesses to figure out what are the future business models that they can build their futures with. And there's already companies like Kone Corporation, Konecranes, Ponsse, who have almost 50% of their business as of today related to services and use of sophisticated use of analytics and data. So we're well on that track, but this is definitely a phenomenon, and it's partially my personal responsibility to make the companies realize how critical this is. Because if our industries don't figure out how they're going to capitalize on the use of data, we might lose some of the very key companies that have been the backbone for our national economy. AI has a lot to do with this. I'm a member of the Ministers' Working Group on Artificial Intelligence, and Finland has, as a second country in Europe, a strategy on how to leverage on the usage of data and artificial intelligence. There's a national strategy that was published half a year ago. It's not yet final, it's a working process. But Finland will be already, beginning of October, hosting a ministerial meeting for all European countries on data and artificial intelligence. And we are really setting up the ambition level high on this one. And French President Macron, who's flying as we speak to Finland for a 2-day visit, will be making an announcement, most likely related to AI in collaboration with Finland tomorrow. So we're excited about this, and Finland has the ambition level to emerge as a role model in the age of AI. And of course, for a country that enjoys the status as the most trusted nation on the planet, we have so much to offer for not just for Finns, but other nations as well. And we are collaborating with many countries, for example, with concepts like IHAN that our colleague from Sitra will be explaining a little bit more in detail. Finland truly builds on the wide deployment and usage of data. We're #1 according to an OECD ranking in the use of open data as we speak already, and we are putting the layer of artificial intelligence, basically anything on top of everything in our society. And so it's a really, really holistic view, and Finland anticipates to gain a lot of competitive advantage and efficiencies, for example, in the area of healthcare, which, by the way, is the only industry where the productivity has been going down over the last 20 years. It's the last castle or resort where we need to fix things. What are we doing then? We, as a company and a government agency, fund 600 research programs annually with our academia and research institutions. On top of that, we fund 3,500 companies, small and medium-sized and big companies, working together via ecosystems. And we are really helping them to go the extra mile to come up with world ideas. And we truly believe that we need to do this together with our citizens, and therefore we are launching, in terms of getting us into the level of digital trust where the societies of the future really need to be, we need to introduce the 4th letter on the private-public partnership model. There needs to be people on board as well. And we are doing all the development together with our citizens, for them to feel sure that they are also safe and protected in the future. And this is a sneak preview on the European presidency period of Finland. We are really capitalizing on the use of artificial intelligence and platform economy as a combination. And this will be the talking topic #1 during Finnish EU presidency, second half of 2019. Finland celebrated its 100 years of independence last year. We decided not to do a video about it. Instead, we did a video about the autonomy time 10 years from now. How will the country look like, and what will be the ways and means how we use data in a fashion that I just described in a holistic way. And let's see the video. That's the storyline behind the video goes that there's an autonomous forest harvester manufactured by Ponsse riding on an autonomous truck, arriving to an autonomous Helsinki harbor, where an autonomous Rolls-Royce ship built in Finland is waiting the harvester to be taken all the way autonomously to Brazil to its customer. And the truck is being steered by a pregnant lady who's riding on a hyperloop and steering the vehicle with a holographic console in her arms, while monitoring via 5G her personal health situation. This might sound like a science fiction, but let me assure it's not. Everything that I mentioned on the script of this video is under development or already in existence via Business Finland funding in our country as we speak. Run the video, please. So it was really cool to celebrate the 100 years of independence, but it's even cooler to define how the next 100 years will look like. Thank you.